Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Motivation Monday video. Today I'm going to be talking all about self-love, and as you know, recently in the last couple of weeks I have been going to the hospital to work on my skin condition and my autoimmune disease and try and work out exactly what's going on with me. And today I wanted to sit down and kind of share that journey and that story with you. I was planning on talking about this like once I had known all of the information, but it could take forever. Like, they don't really know what it is. They don't know what's going on. It's really rare. And so I just thought I would start kind of going along and sharing the journey with you rather than just waiting till the end. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And today's video is also a collaboration with 4 other lovely ladies who are all sharing a self-love story with you today. So I will have links to all of their videos in the description. Please subscribe to their channels and get ready for a day of feeling super inspired for self-love and confidence. I hope that by the time you finish up today, you feel amazing about yourself, because that's what I want everyone to feel. I want everyone to love themselves. I want everyone to feel confident and happy about themselves. And that's what I'm hoping that all of these videos will do for you today. So make sure you check out their videos and their channels and subscribe and follow them, because I feel like a lot of you will really connect with the things that these women have to offer. So make sure you go do that, and let's get into today's Motivation Monday. So I feel like there's 2 parts to this video, and one part is going to make me really cranky, and I don't want to be cranky, but it just makes me really cranky. And then the other part, I'm going to kind of go through my story about what I've been learning about what's going on with my body and my skin condition. So first of all, I feel like most of you know, but for anyone that doesn't know, I have a skin condition. It started when I was about 9 years old. It runs down the entire right-hand side of my body, and it is dark patches of pigmentation. It kind of grew a little bit more when I was a teenager, but it's never grown more than where it is. And it doesn't really do anything. It's just there. It's just entirely like a physical and aesthetic thing at this stage. At least I'm going to hopefully find out it's nothing more than just that. I have a bit here on my arm, which you can kind of see. It's not super dark though, and I am wearing fake tan. So when I fake tan and I'm out in the sun, it actually blends together very well. And then to kind of show you, it's actually on my stomachs. And so this here, as you can see, normal side of my stomach, the like pigmentation, it goes around the back, and at the back it crosses over a little bit, and that's kind of the only place that it crosses over. But that pigmentation is all up and down my legs, on my foot, all up here. It's not really up here, which is kind of fascinating that it's kind of missed this bit here. It's not on my face or anything. And there's like a little bit on my back as well, which you can see. So that's kind of my skin condition, and I have had it since I was 9, so I've had it for almost 20 years, and I wanted to share my story with you today about how it has made me feel about myself, because I feel like it should be something that I should be insecure about. I feel like I should hate it, and I feel like it should stop me from doing the things that I want to do, but it never has, and I don't really have a solid answer as to why I have never really cared about it, but I wanted to share my story and inspire any of you who have anything that's maybe similar, or you just have something about your body that you seem to dislike, and I want to encourage you to just learn to love it, because in the past couple of weeks of going to the hospital, the doctors have talked about having like phototherapy and things to reduce it. And I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't want to. This is who I am. I don't care. I love it so much that it's now like, I don't want it to go away. I don't want to have the treatment to try and get rid of it or to minimize it. It's just who I am, and I love it. And I think I would be really sad if it went away. So I wanted to just kind of share my story with you guys so you can get a bit of an understanding of like what it is, because I get so many comments. They're like, you have patchy fake tan, and I genuinely don't understand why people feel the need to say things like that. It doesn't bother me, but I know that there are a lot of people out there who do struggle with the way that they look and their body, and as much as it doesn't affect me, I know that that same person probably is so unaware of their words and their actions and how they affect other people that they're probably saying similar things to other people who it does affect them and it does hurt them. And that's what makes me so angry. And so I feel like I'm crossing over into the second part of this video, but we're just gonna go with it. I think one of the things I have been very, very lucky about in my life is I have never been teased for it. I mean, as a kid, a few kids here and there said things, but it still never really made me upset. It never really made me upset. It never made me feel like I wasn't good enough. It didn't make me feel like I couldn't show my body. And I was lucky. I was lucky because I feel like when you have kids be mean, because kids can be cruel, that really, really affects your self-esteem, and that can really, really hurt you. So I was very fortunate that people were very kind to me. You know, all of my friends were very kind, kids at school very kind, and it was never something that people made fun of me. And I think that's just an absolute blessing, and I'm so lucky to have experienced that. However, in saying that, I've had a lot of strangers say things, and a lot of people who I don't know come up to me and just kind of stare at me, or they'll say things to me. I've had people at the beach, because I've always worn bikinis. I've never ever worried about it. I've never not wanted to wear bikinis, so I've always worn bikinis, and I would have people at the beach come up to me and just be like, oh my god, did you get burnt? Because it kind of looks like a bit of a scar on my thigh. So some people were like, oh my god, did you get burnt? Like, some people would walk up and be like, what is wrong with you? Like did you get beaten? Because it also kind of looks like bruising. And sometimes people ask, if I've been burnt, if I've been beaten, or if it's been like patchy fake tan. And like, I've had a lot of that. I've had that as a teenager, I've had that as a kid, and I've had that definitely since being on the internet. But I also think too that at this stage with 500,000 followers, I'm used to it. You know, you get so used to people saying the worst about your body that you just become numb to it, and you get used to it, and you know that they're wrong. So when people tell me I'm ugly, I'm like, no, I'm not. You can say to me 1,000 times over that I'm ugly. Every single comment in this comment section could tell me I'm ugly, but I'm not. And I'm not going to listen to it. And I'm very lucky too that I've been able to experience having so many followers and so much hate spewed at me over the last few years that I don't care anymore. And I feel like I'm in a very lucky position to be able to not care when people say things about my physical appearance. So I get frustrated for those people out there who don't have the experience with continuous hateful comments, and those who are struggling with their body image. And then there's these people out there who, for some reason that I can't seem to fathom, think that it's okay to open their mouth or use their fingers to type on a keyboard to say something about someone else's appearance. And I wanted to put this message out there because if you're watching this video and you are someone who feels the need to comment on people's appearances, and I don't mean straight out just mean stuff. I don't mean you're ugly, like you're fat, you need to eat more because you're too skinny, whatever. I don't mean those comments. I mean the really subtle backhanded comments that people don't seem to think there's anything wrong with, but I'm telling you right now, it is so wrong, and you are contributing to ruining someone else's life, basically. It's the really little silly things like telling people that their fake tan is patchy, which I get all the time. It's little things like, oh, your foundation doesn't match your body, or you need to pluck your eyebrows, or your lipstick isn't like neat today, or your hair color doesn't suit you. It's those little things where you think you're trying to give someone feedback and you're trying to be like, oh, I think you'd look better like this, but it's not a nice thing to say. It's not. You're not helping anyone. You're actually just being a complete jerk, and you're being really, really rude and really judgmental. And I am not a judgmental person at all. I accept people exactly as they are. If you want to get tattoos head to toe, it's not something that I would do, but I'm going to respect your decision, and I'm going to appreciate the artistry and the work and the time and the effort that goes into something that you are clearly very passionate about. Same with plastic surgery. If you love plastic surgery and you love getting cosmetic procedures, I'm like gonna support you wholeheartedly. If that's something that you want to do, then you do it. I might not do the same, but I'm never gonna sit here and tell you that I think that's a bit too much, or that's not, you shouldn't do that, because that's not who I am. And I don't want anyone to feel bad about the decisions that they make. I don't want to make people feel bad for how they dress, or the makeup they wear, or how they do their hair, or the tattoos, or the cosmetic surgery, or the body enhancements, or just however they are as a person, exactly as they are, the way that they're born. Like, I don't want people to feel crappy about themselves. I have been on the receiving end of a lot of that stuff, and I don't want anyone to ever have to go through that. And I think a huge problem and a huge issue with people's body image and self-confidence comes from these people who, for whatever reason, don't have the ability to go, that's a bad idea and I shouldn't send that comment. And when we can all learn to refrain from commenting on other people's appearances, then things will get easier for the people that are suffering. Because it's not the person who has something on their body or has done something to themselves that has the problem. The problem is with the person who's judging it. The problem is with the person who is vocalizing an opinion of theirs that's not necessary. That's the problem, and that's the root of, I think, a lot of body image issues. And if everybody in this entire world was judgment-free, I don't think people would suffer with body issues and body confidence. I think it would be a much more comfortable place for people to live because there would be no one judging them or no one telling them that there's something wrong with them. So that's why this part of this video is I want to encourage those of you who do say things about other people's bodies and other people's appearances to try to refrain from doing that. If you don't have something to compliment them on to make them feel good about themselves, then refrain from saying anything, because even while you might think it's constructive criticism, you don't personally know these people, you don't know them, and it's not positivity. Everything that you say that's around like change this, don't do this, this would look better, it's got a negative connotation to it. It's not going to make that person feel great. So I'm just asking you to be more aware of how you talk to people, be more aware of what you say to people about their body and who they are as a person, and refrain from anything that's negative, because I think that affects people more than you realize. And if you've never been on the receiving end of it, then you have no idea how difficult it can be for that person that's receiving it. You don't have any idea how much it can affect how they see themselves. And yeah, everyone says oh, you put yourself on the internet, you should just deal with it. No, I shouldn't have to deal with anything. People out there shouldn't have to deal with anything. It should be the person that's saying things that should learn to control themselves and to learn to be more aware of what they're saying. So that's the first one half of the video that I wanted to talk to you guys about, is learning to be kinder, more compassionate, and putting yourself into someone else's shoes before you write a comment about someone else's appearance. So the other thing that I was talking about, which I kind of started with and now I'm finishing with, is my skin condition and what it's done for me. So like I said, I was very fortunate to never have been teased for it. I never had any issues as a kid, and I think that is a really very fortunate thing and something that I've been very lucky to have experienced. And that's why I just went on the little spiel that I did before about refraining from saying things about people's body image. I think that I was lucky to not have such negative things said about me as a kid from my peers. So it helped me be more confident with my body, and it helped me not feel like there was something wrong. So I was very lucky with that. When it came to all these strangers and all these other people that would say things at the beach or say things when I'm out and about, or they would stare or whatever, I just kind of reminded myself, I'm I don't really know these people. This is just a fleeting moment. They're going to come and go from my life. They're not here with me. They're not my friends. And essentially their opinion doesn't matter. You know, the old man that I vividly remember coming up to me on the beach, which I feel is very inappropriate, being an old man and I was a young teenager, and him being oh my God, you got burnt. I remember that one really, really well, but it didn't really affect me. In fact, I approached it from the situation that man is weird. I was why would anyone come and say that to someone, especially a young girl? To me, I never thought that I was wrong. I never thought that there was something wrong with me or my body. I just thought he was weird and that he was the one in the wrong. And that's the way that I've always approached it. I'm not wrong for having a condition. I'm not ugly. I'm not unattractive because I have a condition. It's the people who say things that want to come to me and question my body or question why I'm wearing something and shouldn't I cover it up are the people that are wrong, and they're the people that have the issue. And so having that mindset as a very, very young kid has made my entire journey with my skin condition incredibly easy for me. And so I hope that in saying this, I can encourage you to switch your thinking to that anyone who is judging you and anyone who is projecting any kind of negativity on you and the way that you look, it's their problem. They are the problem. They are the bad person, not you. You are just living your life, doing what you do, being who you are, and they are the issue. So I just want to sit here and tell you that you should wear whatever the hell you want to wear. You should dress and do whatever you want to your body, do whatever you want to your hair color, wear your makeup however you want, do whatever you want, and don't let anyone else tell you differently. If you want to have a million cosmetic procedures or you want to have none, you want to get a million tattoos or you want to have none, if you want to wear lots of makeup or you want to wear none, you want to do your hair or you don't want to do your hair, you want to be super fashionable or you don't, it doesn't matter. It's just be you, love who you are, and forget everyone else that is saying otherwise, because they're not you and they are wrong. That's all I can tell you, is that I grew up knowing that if anyone was saying anything to me, they were the problem, they were the bad person, they were the person in the wrong. And I feel very lucky to have learnt that at a very young age, because it has made my life incredibly easy. And I've never felt insecure about my skin condition. I've never felt bad about it. I've never not worn something because I didn't think I could. And I want everybody to feel the way that I do about what is considered an imperfection on my body, the way that they do about their own body. I just want you to feel the way that I do, because I'm telling you that I feel very lucky to have lived a life where I've never felt insecure about this, and I just want everyone else to feel the same way about their own body. So I hope that this has encouraged you to look at other people and other people's judgments differently, and hopefully it's encouraged you to look at yourself a little bit differently and to love yourself and love who you are or what you've done, or you know, whatever. I'm just very much like, if you love the way that you are and you don't want to change yourself, awesome. If you want to change yourself to being someone entirely different, that's awesome too. And so I hope this video has been somewhat interesting and somewhat helpful in encouraging you to love yourself. I hopefully will find out a little bit more about my skin condition. So far, the blood tests have been all normal. I have completely normal blood tests. The only thing that popped up was that I do have a few things in my white blood cell to suggest an autoimmune disease. So they're going to look into that a little bit further. And then also the biopsy where the skin was taken from my leg suggests skin hardening, which also suggests possibly Morphea. I will leave 3 different kinds of diseases in the description of what they think it could be, but it's going to be like a bunch of tests, and I'm really excited to see it go on this journey. I'm just fingers crossed it's not something that's really bad and I'm not going to get sick in the future, and hopefully it's just going to be as is how it's been for the last 20 years, and then hopefully that's how it's going to be for the rest of my life. So yeah, not a whole lot of answers yet, but it's nice to know that we've kind of got some idea that there's, you know, possibility of an autoimmune disease, and that they've kind of got an idea. So I'm going to be a bit of a specimen for the next few months, I would suppose. It's very unique. There is only a handful of people worldwide that have ever had something like this. I may even be one of the only people in the world that has this exact thing, which is kind of weird to think that I might be the only person in the whole world that's like this, but I'm sure there's others. It's just, there's just not a lot of information out there. There's not a lot of people like this, so it's going to be an interesting journey to see what's happened and where this all goes, and I'd like to share that journey with you. And yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to go and check out all the other ladies' videos and subscribe to their channels. And up the top here, you can check out my last video. Down the bottom, I will leave a link to another one of my videos. And I'm gonna go move stuff into my new house today, which I'm so excited about, and I can't wait to vlog it all and share it with you guys and start organizing my new life. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.